Hello, Caroline. Are you there? Please reply if you're reading this. I wanted to ask you something. You married my son 2 years ago and came to live with us, but you're still working. Why is that? When are you going to quit that silly job of yours? You're going to be 30 in a few months, you know, right? You also know that my husband runs a company and someone has to take over that company after your husband. I suggest you start getting busy bringing a new member to this family. A male heir who will take over the company one day. Have you even put any thought into having a child? Besides, I sure would like to see a grandson soon.
Good morning, Mother. I think I mentioned this numerous times, but the person that will take over as the president of your husband's company will be determined on merit. That's how your husband wants it. He's not going to have a family member just take over because this person is a relative.
Well, that's all very virtuous and all, but that's not the real world, Caroline. In reality, my husband's company has been run by 3 generations of this family. It's been handed down from father to son for generations, and our company has profited because of it. Merit alone will not suffice. There is a little thing called tradition, which you seem to be lacking, Caroline. It has already been decided that your husband James will eventually take over as the next company president, and after him his son, my grandson.
Yes, well, tradition is all very good and all, but times have changed, Mother. I'm not saying it's wrong. If the person taking over is competent, whether that be James or someone else, I'm all for it.
Will you stop contradicting me? You always find a way to refute everything I say. My husband has informed me that you are a very competent and reliable employee, but your competence and this issue are completely different. You are in no position to determine company policy. You're just another employee. I suggest you keep your nose out of it.
I think that applies to you more than it does to me, don't you think?
Pardon me?
The person that will be promoted to that position concerns all the employees, and that person's decisions affect us all. You've never in your life worked at your husband's company. It seems obvious that it's you that has no right to decide who becomes the next company president or any other position.
How dare you? How could you say that? I'm this company president's wife, for God's sakes. I certainly do have the right.
Yes, I'm quite aware of that, but that makes no difference whatsoever.
Makes no difference? Have you lost your mind, Caroline?
I'm in possession of all my faculties, thank you. Do you really think that just because you are the president's wife that you can make such an important decision?
Well, I have the right to.
Just doesn't seem logical to me is all.
This is getting nowhere. All you have to do is just stop complaining and work on giving us a grandson so that someday he will be able to take over this company and continue this long-established custom. If you have time to spurt such nonsense, I suggest you use your time more wisely by having a child.
Right now, I'm giving my work priority above all, and I've talked long and hard about this with Jim.
Pardon me?
I know you complain to Jim about this matter all the time, and he gets irritated because you're so bullheaded about it. But could you not take that frustration out on me? I have other things to worry about.
Jim said that? I wasn't trying to be difficult or anything.
Just so you know, Mother, Jim is sitting right next to me and seeing this entire conversation.
What? Are you serious? Why didn't you say so before?
You better be ready for a line text from him later on, and it won't be a very pleasant one, I can tell you that.
You tricked me into this, didn't you? You had him sit down and witness this conversation. How could you?
Even if I denied such an absurd allegation, you wouldn't believe me, so what can I say? This is getting really exasperating, Mother. I really have to go. Goodbye.
Caroline, are you seeing this? Answer me! I want you to come home right away and do a little cleaning. The place is a total mess. You married into this family and you live in this house. You have an obligation to do some of the chores.
Sorry, Mother, I'm still at work and I have to do some overtime tonight. Got a project to finish up. Sorry.
Are you serious? My husband left his position as president to become the chairman. There is not much time left for you to get to work conceiving a child. And why are you still working? There's no need. I want you to resign and stay home and fulfill your role as a wife.
Excuse me? You want me to be an obedient little housewife, is that it? Are you all right, Mother? You know I'm not the type. Like I said, I give my work priority above all.
Are you still going on about that?
Anyways, Jim did the cleaning as soon as he got home earlier. He just sent me a line saying that he finished.
Wait, you're having James clean the house? Don't tell me he's also cooking.
Yes, sometimes, anyways. We're not even living together anymore. How could you even know the place is a mess? We both share household chores. When he's busy, I do the cleaning and cooking. That's what we agreed on. I don't need you telling us what to do. Don't tell me you want me to come to your house and clean too. Is that what you're getting at? Is that what a housewife has to do? This sounds like your typical mother-in-law pestering her son's wife kind of scenario, like in some daytime soap opera. We didn't opt to live near you guys just so you would pester us day and night.
How could you say that? It's a mother's duty to look after her son and, in extension, his wife. To pass the experiences of being the wife of a company president.
I'm sorry, Mother, but before you start with all the same old hot air again, I received permission from Jim to respond however I saw fit. Just so you're aware.
Jim gave you permission? And what's this about hot air?
Also, I'm going to be pretty busy with this current project, so if you send me any messages that sound like the same old spiel, well, I'm simply not going to respond.
Wait, what? So you're just going to ignore me, is that it?
Yes, I already got Jim's permission to do it.
Jim would never allow such a thing. I better have a talk with him about this nonsense.
I really can't have you interfering with my work. We're in a crucial phase now, so I would appreciate your cooperation, Mother.
You really know how to anger someone, Caroline.
Yeah, well, whatever.
How could you just ignore your mother-in-law, for Christ's sake? Always giving your work priority and shunning your responsibilities at home. What kind of a wife are you, anyway? I will make you listen and obey me. Mark my words, Caroline. You'll regret talking to me that way.
Mother, have you gone totally nuts? Why did you go into our house without permission? And why did you change the locks? How do you expect us to get in? Are you trying to lock us out of our own home? Do you realize what you're doing, Mother? And besides, where the hell did you get a spare key? I never gave you one, and neither did Jim.
I simply took my son's key and had a spare made down at the mall.
Hold on a second, Mother. You had a spare made without us knowing?
Yes, when he visited us last month, I saw his key case on the kitchen table. And when Jim and my husband were watching that football game, I drove down to the mall and had a spare made. He never knew it was missing.
You just went and made a spare key to our house? For what, may I ask?
Yes, that's because you two would never give me one. Jim promised he would when you first moved in. If I don't have a spare, how am I supposed to go over there and check the place and see that you're doing your duty properly?
Mother, do I really have to explain?
Stop right there, Caroline. If you want to enter this house again, I suggest you admit that you were wrong and obey my every demand. I want you to pledge that you will never disobey me, the mother of your husband, the current company chairman. And you mustn't forget that I'm the current president's mother. I want your solemn oath that you will never, ever again defy or refuse to obey your mother-in-law. I want your word or you're not entering this house.
Wait a second. Did you just say the current president's mother? I'm not sure I understand you.
That's right. Why is it so surprising? Just leave company matters to the current president. That would be my son, and focus on conceiving a child. You're the president's wife. There's no reason for you to work. Do as I say, Caroline, or there will be consequences. If you're so dedicated to your job, well, You can continue, but that means you'll have to divorce my son. And that's final.
Oh, okay. So that's what you want me to do, huh? You want me to just resign from this company? Am I understanding you correctly, Mother?
That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. Have you finally gotten that through your little head? There are plenty of other employees that can take your place. That's what a company is for. You work, and when your time comes, you retire to raise a family. It's the normal course of things. Simply just resign and focus on bringing us a grandson. That's your role. It's about time you learned that, Caroline.
Oh, okay, Mother. That means we'll just have to see the demise of this company, I suppose.
You're joking, right? The company won't go under just because one of its employees resigns. You hold yourself in too much regard, my dear.
Mother, you never fail to astound me. I really thought you had the company's survival in mind and that you were serious in your concern regarding who would take over as president, but then you tell me that I have to resign, and not for the good of the company, but to have a baby.
What are you trying to say, Caroline? My concern for the company and the family are clear-cut and logical. There is nothing irrational or unjustifiable about what I'm saying.
Oh, but it is completely irrational in my opinion.
Okay, so if you think what I'm saying is so irrational, then explain that to me. Which part of it is it that you find so unreasonable? Like I said, you attach too much importance to yourself. It embarrasses me whenever you applaud yourself, extolling the virtues of your own work all the time. I mean, how arrogant do you have to be to say the company will go bankrupt if you quit? My God, the audacity!
Mother, I hate to tell you this, but I'm the new president of the company.
Say again? What did you just say?
I said, I'm the new president of the company. I recently took over. I'm surprised you didn't know.
Stop joking around, Caroline. I'm serious. This is no laughing matter. This concerns the future of our family. The next president has already been determined, ever since he was born, as a matter of fact. How could he give that position to you, please?
Then why don't you ask your husband or contact Jim right now and ask him? They will both tell you the same thing. Or you could even call the office and every employee there will tell you the same thing.
This is some kind of prank, right? And what about James? What's James going to do? If he's not president, is he just a regular employee? That can't be.
Jim's set to resign by the end of next month. Again, I'm surprised you didn't know.
Resign? You're saying he's going to quit the company?
Yes, he says he has other objectives, so for now he'll work freelance and see how things go.
Freelance? Meaning he's not even going to be employed by a company?
Yes, for a while, I guess, after which he says he will eventually start his own company.
Start his own company? But why can't he just take over this company? Why would he start his own?
Don't tell me you don't even know about that. I thought for sure you would know that. I didn't realize there was such a lack of communication in your family. Jim said that when he went to visit last time, he brought it up several times.
He did? I never...
He told me that your husband and Jim discussed this possibly years ago. Jim wanted his advice. After all, your husband built his company from scratch. Who better to get advice from, right?
Huh? Really?
And this was all before Jim and I got married.
Neither my husband nor Jim mentioned anything.
Oh, and as a side note, as for being selected as president of the company, both Jim and his father were explicit in their decision that I keep my business matters separate from my personal ones, meaning even if I became president, it would not affect our personal lives. And this decision does not mean that because Jim was not selected as president that I stole it from him. Please don't get that idea.
Why wasn't I told about this? This is important. My husband nor Jim gave any clue as to what was going on. Caroline, answer me right this second. Why is my husband divorcing me? What did I do that was so wrong?
Hmm.
since you arrived, this family has gone totally haywire. You ruined our family, Caroline. And why did Jim throw away the opportunity to become the president of his own family business? And now he's a freelancer? Why? And my husband, he didn't lift a finger to stop him. As a matter of fact, he encouraged him to quit and become a freelancer. What has gotten into everyone? You put a jinx on this family, Caroline. But the worst was yet to come. They appointed you as the next president of our company? How did you manage to dupe everyone? And now my husband wants a divorce? This is like some nightmare.
Well, for one thing, you came barging into the offices of our company announcing to everyone of your status as the president's wife, screaming and demanding that your son be appointed president and that after him, our non-existent son, your grandson, be in line to take over after him. That didn't go over too well, especially with your husband. He was humiliated in front of all of his employees.
Well, I only did that to protect our...
If that security guard hadn't stopped you, you were going to come barging into my office and make a scene. Weren't you? But your actions were futile. A complete waste of time. Did you really think that you would be able to change policy or any decision the company makes? You have zero authority to make such demands.
But I'm the president's wife.
It doesn't matter, Mother. I'm sure your husband told you many times about his frustration with the old traditions. That generation after generation you select a family member as president. It just didn't sit right with him. He wanted a more merit-based system. He believed a more equal and fair playing field would allow the company to grow beyond its wildest dreams, instead of clinging to old traditions.
No, he never meant those things. He was always a family man, always followed tradition. Please, Caroline, talk to my husband and ask him to rescind this silly divorce. He doesn't need to do this. I'll change. Please convince him.
I really can't do that, Mother. It's really not my concern.
Why? Why can't you at least do this little favor for me?
Please, Mother, work it out yourself. I have nothing whatsoever to do with your marriage. It's kind of late. I have to get some sleep. Goodbye.
Please, Caroline, help me. Okay, I'll give you my blessing. How's that? I give you my blessing that you become the next president. Will you then help me in return? And about who will take over after you, well, I'll leave that up to you and James. You two can make that final decision. I won't interfere at all. What do you say, Caroline? Please? Please convince my husband to think it over. Please? Caroline, are you still there? Please don't cut me off. Please, Caroline, I need your help.
Actually, my father-in-law told her that he was considering me as the next president, but she just wouldn't listen. Her mind just seemed to shut down whenever he brought up the subject. She couldn't accept the fact. The only thing that was on her mind was that her son was destined to become the next president, and that the wife would have to stay at home and have babies. Eventually, I was appointed as the next president, but that fact never entered my mother-in-law's mind in the slightest. Her son was the only person in the world that would be appointed, and that was that. There was no convincing her. She was so programmed by her self-delusions, a form of self-hypnosis, if you ask me. It was probably in that state of mind that made her barge into the office and cause the embarrassing scene in front of all those employees. My father-in-law was so infuriated by the incident that he began to question why he was even married to her, which eventually led him to file for divorce. After the divorce went through, she received a comfortable settlement and returned to her grandparents' home back east. But her spendthrift ways as the president's wife never really waned, and her savings quickly diminished. Her grandparents were worried that she would next target their meager savings and pension, and quickly cut ties with her. I heard she was living all alone in some beat-up apartment downtown doing various part-time jobs to make ends meet. Manuel, at around what time are you going to be home today? I need to know whether I should make dinner for you or not.
Huh? No, I'm gonna be eating outside again, of course. Listen up, Agatha. You need to stop trying to follow my every move. You see, we're basically just husband and wife by law. Which means that the honeymoon we're going to be going on started this weekend. It's just for a show. Since everyone would find it strange if the CEO's son didn't go on a honeymoon with his wife. You were just married off to me by your father as some sort of business strategy, so don't try and take away my freedom from me. You do whatever you want, and I'll do whatever I want. Understand?
To be honest, I don't quite understand what you're trying to tell me, but your father told me that he would be visiting our house tonight and that he's going to be here very soon. I think it would be best if you're home when he comes.
What? My father? Why in the world is he going to pay us a visit? I don't remember doing anything wrong.
Your bag suddenly broke, right? And so you were going to borrow your father's instead for the honeymoon, remember? I don't understand why you're suddenly panicking after I told you that your father would be visiting us, though.
Oh, so that's why he's going to be coming to our house. It's fine if that's the case, though. And here I thought that...
Okay. Apparently he's going to bring 3 of his bags and wants you to choose which one you're going to bring. Which is why you need to be here when he gets here.
How long is it until he gets there?
He'll probably be here in around 30 minutes. He says he's going to come by car.
Huh. It looks like I barely have enough time to get there before he does. Fine, it can't be helped. I'm coming home right now. Jesus, this better not be some trick to get me to come home, Agatha.
What? I assure you, I'm not lying. Anyways, take care.
Hey, Agatha! Ride the Shinkansen that's gonna come after the one I'm going to ride myself. The one headed for Osaka, alright?
What? We're not going to get on the same Shinkansen?
Of course we're not gonna get on the same Shinkansen. We're gonna be meeting each other before the check-in at the hotel, right? We'll move separately until then. Oh, and I reserved 2 rooms at the hotel, so you sleep in the one that's not mine.
Manuel... But I don't think that's how honeymoons are supposed to go.
I already told you that our wedding was just a matter of business, right? We're only husband and wife on paper. Which means that this honeymoon of ours is gonna be just for show as well. You don't understand even that? Like I said, you're not my actual wife, so... You don't have the right to take away my freedom.
But I don't see how me spending time with you is taking away your freedom. Even if our marriage was just a business decision, we're still husband and wife. I thought that we could use this honeymoon to get to know each other more. I understand that you want to maintain distance with me in our relationship, but don't you think that we should at least try and get along?
Sorry, but I don't think the same. So too bad. Don't push your values on me. You don't have the right to tell me what to do.
So we're going to do our own things at our destination? Why are we even going in the first place then? I don't think there's a need to go all the way to Osaka if all we're doing is trying to make everyone think that we're actually going on a honeymoon.
Of course we're gonna do our own things at our destination. And it's not enough to just take a leave from work and say that we're gonna go on a honeymoon, you know? We have to actually go to our destination to make it more believable. Jesus, can't you understand even that, Agatha?
Manuel, I just checked into the hotel, so I thought I'd tell you about it.
Huh? Oh yeah, whatever.
I don't think you're going to bother visiting me, but I'm staying at room 1203 on the 12th floor.
What? But isn't that on a higher floor than my room? Why did you take a better room than me?
Oh, is that so? I don't think that just because it's on a higher floor means that it's a better room, though. Sure, you could argue that it has a better view of the city, but...
Shut up! I'm on the 9th floor in room 910! It's not fair that you're staying on the 12th floor, while I have to stay on the 9th floor.
Is that so? I had noticed that you weren't at the lobby at our designated meeting time, but looks like you had checked in before me, like I thought.
Give me that room instead!
I don't think you'd want that.
Huh? Oh, why wouldn't I want that room?
Because this room only has a single bed.
What are you talking about?
It's not a double bed, so I think it would be difficult for two people to sleep in it.
What in the world are you talking about, Agata? Are you trying to imply that I'm cheating on you or something? I'm on my own in room 910, you know?
Today, a new employee at our company, Monica, is going to be staying over with you, right? And tomorrow, you're going to be sleeping with Marcella, our neighbor, right?
Huh? What are you saying?
I know that you've been going out with other women even now that you're married with me. I mean, you're bringing these two women with you secretly to our honeymoon, so that must mean that they're your favorites, right?
How'd you know about this?
It doesn't really take a detective to notice that you've been cheating on me, you know? Wait, so you were actually trying to hide the fact that you were cheating on me? Well, I guess you did take the precaution of making me ride in a different Shinkansen than you. I was a bit confused as to why you wanted to go through that hassle, but apparently you were trying to hide these other women from me, huh? To be honest, I thought that you already knew that I knew, you see? I mean, you even laid your hands on our two maids that we hired. Not only that, but your friend's sister as well.
You know about even that? Who told you?
About you laying your hands on your friend's sister? Your friend did. Luckily for you, she wasn't married yet. Otherwise... I mean, it really didn't look like you were trying to hide it at all. You were basically flaunting how many women you had. That's also what I thought you meant when you said that you didn't want me to take your freedom or something. I thought that you were just telling me not to do anything about you cheating on me. Besides, did you really think I was so dumb that I wouldn't have noticed any of that? And I guess when you yourself are dumb, you just assume that other people are also, huh?
Huh? Did you just say that I'm dumb? Wait, hold on. If that's the case, then... Fine, if you already know, then it can't be helped, I guess. I mean, it's not like you're in a position to be able to divorce me anyways.
What? What do you mean I'm not in a position to get divorced with you?
You already understand yourself, right? Your dad's company is just a tiny company that works for my dad's company. You see, your dad married you to me so that my father's company would prioritize trading with your dad's company. If the two of us got divorced, not only would that advantage your father's company has disappear, but my father's company would stop trading with your father's company completely. Which means that if you don't want your father's company to go bankrupt, then you have no choice but to keep being my wife.
I see. So that was the thought process behind all of the strange things you've said to me until now? To be honest, I thought that you were just saying all of those things because you had thought that I was too weak-willed to do anything about it, but it looks like you actually had some sort of logic behind it in your mind.
If you understand what I'm telling you, then don't you dare go against me, alright? I'm gonna be with my other women even on our honeymoon. If you don't like that, then go home on your own. I doubt you'll have the courage to do something like that, though.
I understand. I'll do what I want from now, so you do what you want as well. That's what you said to me yourself, right?
Yep, finally you understand. Just because we're married on paper doesn't actually mean we have to act like a real husband and wife. Leave me be, and I'll leave you be in return. There's nothing wrong about that, right?
Good morning, Mother. Can we talk right now?
Oh, hello, Agatha. How's the honeymoon going? Are you getting along well with Manuel?
Nope, not at all.
Huh?
I might sound ungrateful to you for suddenly saying what I'm about to tell you, but it looks like Manuel is greatly misunderstood as to why me and him got married in the first place. That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
A great misunderstanding?
I don't know if his father thinks the same way as him, but he said something about how he was going to make Manuel the CEO of his company sometime next year, right? At this rate, I can see our company's skills being abused by theirs. I also think that it's only a matter of time before the relationship between our two companies becomes terrible.
I see. Just what in the world happened between you and Manuel to make you think the relationship between our two companies is going to worsen?
That's what I wanted to talk to you and Dad about. Dad's probably still asleep since it's the weekend and it's only 8 a.m., but you could probably wake him up, right?
Oh, so that's why you contacted me instead of your father.
Yep, to tell you the truth it is. I heard that Manuel's father stayed over at our house last night. He's probably going to wake up too after Father wakes up, right?
Yep, I think I can get them soon.
All right. I want to talk to you guys via video chat in 1 hour. Can I count on you to get them for me?
Yep, don't worry about it. I'll get the two of them ready to chat with you on their computers, so prepare what you have to tell them in the meantime.
Thanks, I'm counting on you then.
Hey, you gotta celebrate because I decided that today I'm gonna spend the day with you. Get yourself ready and come to my room in 10 minutes. Hey, Agata! Your 10 minutes is up! Why haven't you come yet? Come to my room as soon as possible. I canceled my plans with my other women and am being kind enough to be with you on our honeymoon instead. But you're gonna ignore me despite that?
Good morning, Manuel. I thought I was getting a ton of notifications on my phone, but it was you, huh?
Huh? What's with that tone of voice? You think it's alright for you to talk to your husband like that? And to think I was planning on being kind enough to spend time with you instead of my other women. Not only do you not come when I tell you to, but now you're talking to me with an attitude? If you don't come to my room within the next 3 minutes, then I'm seriously just going to ignore you for the rest of our honeymoon. You were the one who said you wanted to get to know me or something, right? Well, I'm giving you that opportunity now.
But weren't you planning on having a good time with Marcella today? Besides, I thought you told me that the two of us were only married on paper. And that I would do what I wanted to do because you would do what you wanted to do while we were here.
Huh? I changed my mind! If you understand what I'm telling you, then hurry up and come to my room. I decided to spend my time with you for the remaining days of our honeymoon.
So what you're trying to tell me is that while you get to do what you want to do, I don't and have to do as you say? Sorry, but I'm not interested anymore.
What? But I'm trying to tell you that I'm going to prioritize you over Marcella. Aren't you even a little bit happy to hear that? Any other woman would be delighted to spend some time in bed with me.
I don't know whether I should laugh or throw up at what you just told me. Anyways, what do you mean you're prioritizing me over Marcella? Didn't Marcella just go home because her husband found out about how she was cheating on him with you? You're just calling me over because you've got no other woman to satisfy your needs with, right? Sorry, but I'm afraid you're going to need to go to a brothel for that because I am certainly not interested.
Huh? Wait, how do you know that Marcella went home? What's with you and knowing all this stuff since yesterday? Did you hire a detective agency or something? Or did you hide a microphone in my clothes or something?
No. I know that Marcella went home because I'm the one who told her husband about what she was doing. Oh, and I'm not there anymore as well, so don't bother trying to go to my room. I went home last night, you see.
Huh? Hold on, you're going too fast. First of all, why'd you have to go and tell Marcella's husband about the two of us? That was none of your business. And second of all, what do you mean you went home last night?
I got on a Shinkansen yesterday and went home. It's not really that complicated. And I told Marcella's husband about it, both because I wanted to and I had the right to do it. Oh, and by the way, I'm currently in the process of packing my stuff because I'm going to be moving to my parents' house.
Huh? Just what are you planning on doing? You left your husband in the middle of your honeymoon and went home on your own without even telling me anything? Do you want to get divorced with me or something?
Yes. I was just about to tell you that myself. I'm going to divorce you.
Huh? But didn't I just explain to you yesterday what would happen if you got divorced with me? My father's company would stop doing business with your father's company, and your father's company would go bankrupt because of that.
Let me explain it to you in order. First off, I told both of our parents that I wanted to get divorced with you this morning. and also explained why I wanted to get divorced. They agreed to my decision immediately.
Huh? Why? Why would my father agree to such a thing? I thought that he would be furious if you were to do such a thing.
Manuel, it seems like you are greatly misunderstood. It's true that my father's company mainly works under your father's company, but you see, my father's company has patents on multiple products, and...
Huh? What do you mean, patents?
Your father's company outsources the work involved in dealing with these patents to my father's company. In other words, my father's company does work for your father's company that no other company would be able to do for them.
Wait, does this mean that...
Yes. It means that if my father's company and your father's company stop doing business, then it's your father's company that's going to be in trouble. Not the other way around.
Seriously? Are you being serious right now?
And what would I gain from lying to you about this? I talked to your father about this yesterday. He says that there's no way he's going to let a cheating piece of scum like you inherit his company. Meaning that you're no longer going to be the CEO next year, I'm afraid.
What? But what does me cheating on you have anything to do with the company?
Ask him about the details yourself when you go to work.
Fine, I understand. I'm gonna stop seeing all my other women starting from today. That's what you want, right?
What?
From now on, you're gonna be the only woman in my life. I'm gonna take care of you like an actual husband from now on. In exchange for that, I want you to forget about everything that happened up until now. There's no need to get divorced, you know?
Manuel, it looks like you've made another misunderstanding.
Huh? What shocking piece of information do you have now?
Our marriage has nothing to do with our father's companies. We were just introduced to each other, remember?
Huh?
Which means that now that I know about your adultery, all I'm left to do is divorce you. And just because we get divorced, it doesn't mean that our father's companies will no longer do business with each other.
Huh? If that's the case, then why am I not gonna become the CEO anymore?
I think that's just because after seeing your actions these past few days, your father decided that you weren't fit to become a CEO.
Huh? Why not?
Well then, I'll be contacting you about my lawyer as soon as I'm done preparing everything I need. Why don't you take a bath in the meantime?
Huh? Are you trying to say that I stink or something?
I don't stand out appearance-wise, and neither do I have a very loud personality. And for that reason, people often make the mistake that I'm weak-willed. This, combined with the fact that Manuel thought that my father's company relied on his father's company, made him think that I wouldn't be able to do anything no matter what he did. Which is why he cheated on me with multiple women like that. Anyways, Manuel and I got divorced almost immediately after we got married. Which means that the alimonies I received from the multiple women he cheated on me with, and from Manuel himself, wasn't that large. But Manuel, on the other hand, it seems that the 5 women he laid hands on were all married. And he had to pay much larger alimonies to their husbands than the ones that I received from their wives. Soon after this, Manuel's parents cut ties with him, and he was fired from his job at his father's company as well. He now barely makes enough to support himself by doing day jobs and juggling multiple part-time jobs. Always living in extreme poverty since he still has the 5 alimonies he has to pay for.